So Fred asks, what is recommended procedure for component analysis if I add new WFEs to this farm in the future? Again, we don't need to worry about that. SharePoint takes care of solutions. I would recommend just looking into the subject of solution deployments when adding new WFEs. So, SharePoint has timer jobs that replicate those solutions across the farm, and when need be, it handles all that essentially for us. At that point, we're just talking about farm solutions, really, right? There's no special, in other words, there's no special steps we need to take as opposed to any other solution. But Fred is correct in that it is time to start asking questions. So if you guys have questions, pop them out now, because I think I'm done with what I'm going to present in this session. So just let me have it. I'm actually going to uninstall my console from this server because I don't want it there. Looks like Brenna's typing out a question for me now. Right, new collection service. Thank you for reminding me. Sorry about that. So if you mean by new collection service, moving the collection service from one server to another, if that's what you mean, it's very simply a matter of just uninstall from server A, reinstall to server B. And when you reinstall, you'll point to your existing repository database, wherever that exists. If you're talking about adding a collection service to the same installation, there's really no, that's not a supported concept. So one collection service per installation, right? Now we can have multiple installations across different servers, but each collection service will have its own repository database. As you can see in my situation, essentially I've got an installation of DM on 3 different farms, right? One on 2010B, one on 2013B, and this one is for 2013A. So a one-to-one between those farms, just because I want to manage the resource allocation. Obviously, collection service for DM can manage as many farm or monitor as many farms as you like. For instance, I could add additional farms in here, connect to, let's say, 2013B, and then also see those data here. But it's important to realize that for every farm, all those collected data from a particular instance or installation all goes to the same repository database, right? Granted, in my situation, my farms aren't doing a lot, so there's not a lot of data I'll probably be getting. But if you have a huge enterprise, it may make sense to have a separate installation per farm just to manage the overall growth of that repository database. In general, we should expect between 1 and 5 gigabytes of data growth per year per server in a farm for our repository database, right? That's a very general speculation. But, you know, quite typically, I mean, the types of data we're gathering, it's all text and it's not huge, but we do get a lot of stuff. So depending on what you're actually monitoring, what alerts you're getting, what metrics you're caring about, we could really stack a lot of information up over time, right? So it could make sense, depending on your environment and your enterprise, to have different installations manage different farms, right? And that's what I've done. It's still one license key to rule them all. It's just a matter of data load balancing, right? Again, just to sum up, we can monitor all our farms with one installation, but the question you have to ask yourself is, do we really want to do that, depending on what we're planning to collect over time? So in that respect, when you say new collection service, I have to assume that you mean moving it from one server to another. Can we purge data if we currently have a 2010 farm and switch into a 2013 farm? Do you mean, Fred, that you're going to be upgrading that 2010 farm from 2010 to 2013, or do you mean you're adding a 2013 farm to your installation? By the way, the short answer is yes. I just want to make sure I understand the scope of what you're requesting. So you have a 2010 farm and a 2013 farm, both being monitored by the same collection service. Hopefully I'm understanding, but when you say purge data, so when I hear purge data, I mean, can we get rid of old stuff we don't care about anymore? The answer is absolutely. So so we may no longer need the 2010 data in the future. The answer is absolutely. So certainly over time, what we can't do, and what I think you're getting at, is we can't manually select, hey, groom this server's data only. We can groom all the metric data after X number of days. For instance, after a year, we start deleting all that stuff in the repository. However, if you start monitoring your 2013 farm and you no longer care about your 2010 farm, if I go in here and remove a farm, if I remove a monitored farm, all monitoring of the farm servers and pages will stop, and any associated performance data will be permanently deleted. So in this respect, the answer is yes. If I remove the farm from my installation, I will purge all that data I've collected so far. I hope that answers your question. So in this instance, you've added the 2013 farm, you've gotten to a point, the cutover time is done, you no longer care about 2010, remove it from the farm, we'll purge all that data at that point in time. Cool. And we're really getting down to the wire here, guys, so I'm afraid I might have to probably cut us off at this point because I do have a 12 o'clock Eastern meeting coming up. But if there's any questions, follow-up, feedback, anything like that, please just shoot an email out to support, contact me or Cherie, or just call the main number for Metalogix. We're happy to help, happy to answer questions. I will look forward to seeing everyone in the next session where we're going to deep dive into the alert threshold configurations and talk about how to make this tool give us the information that we care about, right? Because that's the big thing with this guy. We get a lot of stuff, so what do we want to see? What do we care about? How do we make it tell us what we want? That's what we're going to cover in the next session. I want to thank everybody for your time. Really appreciate it, and I will look forward to seeing everyone next week. Thanks so much.